Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I am your host, Lisa Mighty Davis. Today is Friday, and we're trying something new. We're going to do happy hour a little bit later. We had a great turnout last night. We did a late Thursday show with Johnny, and Clint Westwood joined us. So we thought, hey, let's try happy hour a little bit late. Remember that on Fridays, we remember everyone deployed. So grab something red, drink out of something red. But most of all, remember everyone deployed. So RED on Fridays. Let's see what Westwood's drinking right after this. What you drinking, Westwood?
Oh, tears, liberal tears.
Come on. I heard that Biden knocked it out of the park last night while we were.
Dark Brandon makes his appearance in Congress.
He was all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Oh, he was loaded. You know what I love? It's just if you just mute it and watch it. I mean, there's so many things about that whole thing because we were live last night and I didn't watch it, so I watched it today.
Oh, you did.
Sober, so that I could really get I could really, maybe process it. But he's like this. He's like this when he's reading the teleprompter. He's trying to look mean, but he's reading the teleprompter is what he's doing. Like, oh man, flubbed it up. I love what is it, Mike Johnson? I can never remember. He's got such a common name. Speaker of the House.
Yeah, Mike Johnson.
Wouldn't stand up once. I love it. And I think that's kind of funny. And then you saw some of his faces. He's like,
well,
he's up there lying, and he's just.
I heard he had 30 lies. That somebody counted 30 lies.
Well, at least.
Which is more than the bingo card can hold, I believe.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, can I get it? Can I get another bingo card over here? Can we tape it together with some Scotch tape because this one ran out?
I think you could have multiple bingo winners. Pretty funny. And
this guy.
What's the other thing I heard? I heard Kamala's eyes were black, which I remember when they were swapping.
What's with her chin or her neck? I mean, I know we all get old, and and I watch my videos. I'm like, I got a little turkey neck going. But she's got like this thing. On my no, but I mean, no, you're nothing. No, look at her. I mean, it's just like a weird. I don't know.
Remember when Elon was at that football game and his mask lifted up?
Why'd you have to say it? I was just insinuating. I was just using innuendo, and then you're calling it out for what it is. Is it a mask? What is it? I don't know.
There was another.
Looks like a mask.
What was the other? Oh, okay. So here's something that I will be looking up during one of the many to follow Westwood rants that I'm anticipating tonight.
Maybe.
Governor Stitt called for or created his own cabinet here in Oklahoma, and there's some issue with it, and I guess the AG in Oklahoma is throwing a fit about it. I do not have all the information because I went to dinner with my amazing daughter and her amazing husband and my amazing husband, but there's something happening in Oklahoma, and I guess the narrative basically at the State of the Union from Biden was that he doesn't have the power to do anything. That may have been the one thing that wasn't a lie, is what I'm wondering. Maybe that's the truth.
Okay, hash that out a little bit. I mean, so you don't think he has the power to do anything? I mean, you're getting that from, he's saying he doesn't have the power to do anything with the border?
That was my understanding from some of the comments and statements that I kind of, between things that I was busy doing today, was that people were frustrated that he kept saying he didn't have the power to do anything.
Yeah, he probably has power to do nothing at this point.
That may be a true statement.
Right. It very well could be.
I also saw where Wyoming passed a law. The Wyoming governor signed into law for DAOs, decentralized
autonomous organizations
in a nonprofit status to be legally recognized in their state.
Ah.
and to transact in
Yeah.
banking.
Okay. The funny thing is, he brought
Yeah.
up last night.
Nana told me about that.
The pretender in chief brought up last night. I'm from Delaware, and we have more corporations and more companies in Delaware than any of the other states. Now, what if Wyoming sets up rules to where it's very friendly toward freedom? Well, Wyoming's going to have more companies and corporations than any other state. Because
They're leaving
they're
New
friendly.
York by droves because of the way businesses are being treated in New
Absolutely.
York.
Why wouldn't you? But see, that's the
So,
beautiful thing about states. And so, what's that tell you? The states really are sovereign. I mean, they just are in a coalition that,
well, and what if companies change the way they're set up?
Elon went to Texas.
The rules
Remember?
are different.
He refiled paperwork in
Elon
Texas
did go to
for
Texas
what, Tesla?
because of tax. Was it tax opportunities or I don't know what the motivation was.
Does it matter? Because that tells you something about jurisdiction. I mean, you can be in one state. Okay,
Dude, I've been telling you it's about jurisdiction.
It's all about jurisdiction. All of it's about jurisdiction. And that's the thing. Once you understand that, and then you operate in the jurisdiction that's most beneficial to you.
I've been saying it. I do want to share. I didn't get to share this earlier. When I went home to Nana's, she bought me for my birthday. So I have some friends in New Zealand that I absolutely love and adore. Hopefully one day I get to go visit them. And we have a bee thing in our family. I did not know New Zealand coinage has bees on it.
Oh, yeah.
How beautiful.
You know what? Manuka honey comes out of New Zealand. I think that's the only place where you can get Manuka honey that actually is like high in a certain thing. I can't remember the name of it.
Really?
That heals things.
How beautiful is that?
UPF. It's like, what is it? Somebody in the chat knows. What's it called? Oh, yeah. Beautiful. New Zealand. And you wonder why all these wealthy people are moving to New Zealand.
Well, I have some friends that live there. And so maybe one day, I would never spend these because my mom gave them to me for my birthday. But gosh, they're beautiful. And did you notice the copper? Like, how beautiful. Can you imagine if this was like our currency, our money that we transacted in? Like,
I mean, absolutely. I mean,
you would sure pay attention to what you were spending.
Yeah, I mean, if you had one of those, you're like, I don't think I need that. I don't need that double cheeseburger.
No, I wouldn't. But I would even consider like, I really like those uranium sherbet glasses that are iridescent, but this little bee coin is just as beautiful. And it didn't steal my energy. And it doesn't have a third party.
No.
Anyway.
You hold it in your own possession. Beautiful box.
Thank you, Nana.
Yes, thank you, Nana. See, Nana knows what valuable things are. I mean, she created you, so I mean, pretty valuable.
Thank you, Westwood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I had dinner with my daughter and her husband and my Charlie, and it was so cute because we were talking about how when we were at Nana's, we kind of gave her the antiquing bug, which she gave it to me first when I was a kid. Whatever.
She reactivated it, kind of rekindled the fire.
Reactivated it, taking her out shopping, and Carly said, "Well," she goes, she said, "I always say that I got it from you, and you always say you got it." She goes, "You always told me you got it from Nana." She goes, "I can remember growing up, and you would always say like." She goes, "I would always ask you like, how did you put things together, or how do you remember?" We'd be out shopping, and I would remember what a color of something was. And I was like, oh, my mom could always do that. My mom could always remember the exact shade of a color of something, or how something went with something or whatever, because she remembered the quality of an item or the value of an item or something. And so it's funny that you would, you teach your children what you value because you give it attention or put energy into it. And your kids are paying attention to you as much as you think they're not.
They are.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, yeah, we had a little educational lesson probably last week, I guess it was, where I pulled out some different coins, that I've been collecting for a long time. Because when we first discovered that, oh my gosh, we have another little one coming along, it was a big surprise.
Oh yeah.
And, I had been saving for my oldest daughter for a long time. I'd gotten into that mindset of, okay, any extra money, I'm going to put it in silver and put it in coins and then, oh my gosh, we have a new one. I need to create another box to put stuff in. And I remember, and I pulled out the box and I said, look, see that X? Because we didn't know if you were going to be a male or a female. So we put an X on it, not XY, but I just put X because I didn't know.
Right.
Which kind of weird, I guess, thinking about it. But, and then I put our name on it. And I said, this is what I've saved for you for the last 10 years. And she's looking at it. She's like, well, what's this? What's this? What's that? And it's a time
That's so
capsule.
cool. So then she got to look through the coins.
Yeah, and so she's looking at them. She's like, well, what's this one? Well, how much is this worth? I said, well, I mean, right now with dollars, it's, so you get in the whole dollar lesson, what has value. And I said, but, and so today I found a pretty good deal on something, the year she was born, a coin, for that year, and a pretty cool coin, a really cool coin. And I ended up buying that, to put that in the box too. And it's just, she'll remember that. I mean, right now you might think that, okay, they don't care. They do, and they're going to resonate with that, and they're going to remember those things, just like I've, remembered the things. I remember my grandfather having this and that. It's just, it all comes together, and, you are a role model, whether or not you want to be one or whether or not you believe you're one, but you are, and you're imprinting so many things on your children through your behavior that you don't realize right now. But think of yourself thinking back to your parents, your grandparents, and things that they did, and how you act, accordingly in life, and how you behave based on those thoughts or those sayings or their activities. And they're going to be doing the same thing to you. And so, maybe you shouldn't be smoking cigars and drinking whiskey on a Friday. But the boys at home, it's not like I'm going out.
Not till they're 50. And they're talking in the chat about, I don't know if you've seen some of the talk. I haven't caught up on all of it.
All right, let me check it out.
So Uncle Cliff was making sure that Sean at SGT Report knew. He's like,
it's
not personal. Like he still respects Sean at SGT Report, but I guess Sean is pitching a company called
the Wellness Company.
Wellness Company, the New Wellness. I don't know. I don't want to get involved in that because I don't really know anything about it. But then they were asking, does anybody support it? I don't know anything about them, but I have been ordering my new Pure Sleep that Uncle Cliff helped create or did create, that helped him like rebuild his body after he like got killed by cancer and all that stuff. That I also am giving to Cannon when he's sick to help him sleep, when he's got his migraines and stuff. And so I'm really excited about having that. And you do not have to take very much of that. Like this little bitty.
Powerful, huh?
Yeah. And so I'm kind of excited about that. I really want to talk to Uncle Cliff about that more with Cannon's migraines.
Get him on happy hour and we could really talk about all kinds of
things. And Mom takes Pure Sleep too.
Cliff would probably...
He would have fun on happy hour.
Yeah, because I just watched the video. Because here's the thing. This is the funny story. Because last night, I probably had a little too much to drink on a Thursday night. I don't drink during the week. And then I get in the bar.
At the Davis household, just so you know.
What's that? No drunk shaming. Yeah,
no drunk shaming.
But it's live drunk shaming for Westwood. Here I am out here, bearing my soul. And so last night, we had to hash it out. I had a few drinks, and then I hopped on to happy hour pre-gaming, with you and Johnny. And I feel like, hopefully I didn't say anything that was too far out of whack and, showing my drunken colors. That's usually for Spaces when you can't see me, on Friday night, which we're going to do directly after this. Jump right into Spaces. But this is how I lose my train of thought. There it goes down. But
did you watch the video?
Yes, so I watched. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was getting to the New Eden thing somehow. I don't even know how I was going to get to it.
Did you watch the Blueberry video?
No. I'm way off track. Did you watch
Uncle Cliff's video about the new wellness or Sean?
Well, I guess the thing is where I was going to go with it ultimately is that I have been using the New Eden stuff, and I just mounted in, and
That's
with
how I do
food.
it.
Yeah, I'm just like put it in there.
Water.
And then not only that, but every day I've been waking up and before I eat. So I've kind of been doing intermittent fasting to where when I wake up, I don't eat anything. I try not to eat anything until noon. And what I'll do is I'll take baking soda and some lime or lemon juice and water and drink it. And you can feel it kind of, getting into your body and, just healing things. And then with the New Eden stuff, I take the probiotic stuff that comes with it. If you're on the monthly subscription, which I am, it comes with that, and so that
The
keeps you,
probiotic, yeah.
cleans you out. You got the probiotic, rejuvenates the gut,
Mhm.
and I tell you, I'm feeling better. I really am.
That's your second brain. There's a great
It is.
documentary
It's down there.
called
All the neurological
yeah.
connections down there. I mean,
Mhm.
it is. You're right. It is like a brain.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, our brains, for the most part, with everything they're feeding us and trying to convince us to buy with, visual stimulation through advertising, and then we eat it and we're unfulfilled and we feel miserable, and it's destroying the second brain, and then it compounds itself. But no, the New Eden stuff I think is pretty good. I mean, I really like it.
Yeah, and the Pure Sleep, Evolo.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
It's I mean, it's restorative, and that's what all these things that support your body's like natural function, like as we're drinking and having a happy hour and trying to tell you guys,
Yeah.
like I just think that more and more, like we know that Big Pharma lied to us, and that was one of the other things tonight at dinner. My daughter was telling me, she's like telling me about some of her friends that are having problems, getting pregnant and having
Oh yeah.
their families problems. They're having other, girl problems or
Mhm.
whatever. And it's heartbreaking to hear about, and then not to mention the people, talking about people that have passed away because of poking themselves with things, and and I ain't talking about tetanus.
Wait,
And
we ain't talking about that.
mm-mm,
And you talk about rabies.
no.
No, we're
And
talking about that thing, that shut down the economy for a couple of years.
yeah, and it is heartbreaking. And I will say, I think and I probably shouldn't say this publicly. Maybe I won't say that.
I know where you're going with it. I've been ahead of that curve for a long time because I don't trust the medical industrial complex. So I've made decisions in my life and my
Mhm.
children's lives to not be a part of that. And I'm seeing the benefits of not doing certain things.
Mhm.
I mean, I, you know,
And everyone, that's part of taking personal responsibility
it
for
is.
your
I
health,
mean, when
your
everybody
wealth,
says that you're wrong, and
personal
we get,
yeah, your safety,
yeah,
all of that.
you are your own sovereign individual soul that in this avatar, and that soul is going to go on forever. But the thing is, I mean, what you have to give to this world through that spirit, through that soul, it's going to go away if the body deteriorates. You're not going to be here anymore to be able to
Wave at Zog
contribute.
real quick. We haven't seen our friend Zoggy in a long time, and he's here.
Zog's in here.
Yes, so wave.
See, it's a good thing we did it late because I had a feeling, we're too early for somebody like Zog.
This is one of the things. So why we're testing this out, doing it a little bit
Yes,
late to see what kind of
I love Zog, man.
participation we'll get doing happy hour a little bit later. Zog is an OG from the Litecoin fam, one of our good
He's the guy that added me to the Litecoin group
friends.
way back. He's the one that like pulled to put me in, and I mean, I love him.
Aw.
I mean, we've seen him at meetups, and I can't. I hope you're going to the Litecoin Summit because I'm gonna give a big hug to that beard and
Aw.
pull on it. And anyway, hope you can get to the Litecoin Summit.
He's a great guy and he has a great family, and yeah, one of our one of my first friends in
Litecoin OG.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So good to have you here.
East Coast, Litecoin, East Coast team, baby.
East Coast. Yeah, there used to be East Coast. Was East Coast first? Yeah, I think East Coast was first.
East Coast and West Coast.
East Coast and West Coast Litecoin
Yeah.
fam. And then we started
combined.
MAT, Midwest Adoption Team.
We got the Midwest Adoption Team.
Then
there's kind of its own thing. It's kind of the Westwood, Mitch, and everybody, J-Mac, kind of
J-Mac and
Mosty.
Wine Dave, Mosty, me, you.
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of, and then it just became one big Litecoin fam kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then there's like the Westwood meetup chat
Mhm.
thing. There's a bunch of, it's kind of fun.
It is.
Yeah.
And so I guess here's where I was kind of going with the cliff thing.
Sorry.
So here no, don't be sorry. It triggered it. And so what happens is, it's a symbiotic relationship here. You know, we're a tag team here. I mean, you know, we're Wonder Twin powers activate.
That's
So what happens is, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was drinking too much last night. And, you know, we were talking about, man, we're getting a lot of views later at night. You know, maybe we should move happy hour later. And so today I come out here at 3:30, start getting everything ready, you know, and I'm like, it's 4:00 and people are in the chat saying, hey, we doing happy hour? And I'm like, yeah, I think Lisa's just running late. And then so I texted you and I said, did we decide last night when I was a little inebriated that we're going to do it later tonight for happy hour? And she's like, yes.
Yes,
I'm
we
like,
did.
okay. So now I got 2 hours on my hands after I've had one of these big gin and tonics, you know, getting warmed up. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to slow down. And so, okay, I reach out to the chat. Hey, somebody, let's give me some tunes that I can play. And so Blind Dave's in the chat. You just dropping all these crypto tunes. You got John McAfee. We got all these old school YouTube videos of crypto and Bitcoin and, you know, getting pumped up and, you know, like 5-7 years ago. And so I was listening and all that stuff. And one that was in there was he dropped the one that John Claude put out, that video that you're in. With Paige,
oh Lord, where he wanted me to act like a rapper or something.
Yeah, he's punching the punching bag, Cliff High, you know, DMX.
I'll put a hoodie on and just
lose my mind up in. And I was watching that. I'm like, I'm getting kind of fired up now. I mean, that's a great video. And so anyway, you know, that triggered the Cliff High thing, and there's the connection. All right. And so that got me going, you know, and then you said, okay, let's go live, you know, it's a little after 7. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I've been listening to all these crypto videos, old school, getting jacked up and waiting for Litecoin to pump, which is going to pump tonight. It could go over $100 on Spaces tonight. I'm just saying.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The energy's coming in.
Estelle sent me a thing, and I couldn't remember if she tagged me in something on Twitter or if she sent it to me in a text, but she said like she was asking her guides or whatever about something else. And I need to have her on. I might do that on my Patreon or
bring her. Yeah, do it on Patreon. We should bring her on happy hour. Have a few
or
drinks.
we can bring her on happy hour.
I know.
Think she won't come on happy hour because she doesn't.
Don't blame her. You know, who would want to go on happy hour unless it's Bix? I mean, you know, because
I know Bix is fun on.
I'm a little off the chain.
Yeah.
And I know that. So
well, but we also have like our crew that we travel with, and that's like, you know, Bix, Jenny, Pebbleton Post crew,
Josh and Paige.
That's Joshy Pagey. Yeah. Of course Amy, because Bix, Amy, Joshy Pagey, us. I guess that's it. That's kind of like the core crew. Oh well, if Will Lear is available or Andy Scheckman, he's a great travel buddy with us. All that kind of crew, like we all kind of are
all those things that happen that, you know, that basically when we go dark, those are the kind of people we're going to be hanging with. Those are the people.
When you can't find us, that's where we are.
Yeah, we're with each other somewhere.
And we're calling Uncle Cliff going, hey, tell us what's going on, really.
What's happening?
Yes, what's happening? Life is good.
It really is. I mean, it really is. I mean, there's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of discouragement that can be there. But, you know, I've found that myself, you know, I've really disconnected from all that. You know, I've tried to, you know, and maybe it's through my own.
I've tried, but I have lately had to connect with some really dark shit that has really dragged me down. And I'm trying my best to shake it off. But it's taken a toll on me for sure.
It does take a toll, and that's where community comes in. And that's why before the chat, you know, I wrote this down, and I don't know why I wrote it down before. I mean, you know, just sitting here making notes. And what I did is I said, through great pain, through struggle comes redemption. And I just wrote that down because I felt it was pertinent. And I think it's pertinent to a lot of us. we go through the pain, especially with Litecoin. I guess that's maybe what I was thinking about. Through great pain, and through great struggle will come redemption. And it's just that, the battle's not easy. Did we think this war was against, all the dark forces and the vampires, the vampire casino, all those people out there, that system that's been built up for so long? Did we think it was going to be easy? I mean, I guess, if you get a Bitcoin ETF and, number go up, it seems easy. But the thing is, it's like, it's still not.
Never been about adoption.
Right. It's not a
up.
spiritual thing. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about the spiritual side of humanity, because that's what we're here for. I mean, to bring light to the world. And, in order to do that, you have to go through a lot of pain and a lot of struggle. I mean, to get to the other side. And I know when we get to the other side, it will be glorious. I really do. And that's what gives me, the sustenance to keep going and doing the things that I'm doing. And I think, that's all of us.
And if we want it to be an on-ramp for the masses, if we understand, like, one of the things I love the most, and I know I say this all the time, and I'm probably wearing you guys out with this, but like, one of the most beautiful things that I loved about crypto was that we are more together. The more of us that are in it, the more value it brings to a community. And so I know it's hard to understand when you're in it and you're in it for so long, but because Litecoin has so much strength, value, it's proven itself over time.
Yeah.
And so, yes,
not going away.
We've been in it for so long, but we have the longevity to prove to the masses. And so when this system fails, and we are looking at, I mean, Ninja did a video today, or no, maybe it was a couple days ago, about talking about March 11th or something. There's going to be like a Fed window close, and the banks are not going to be able to get their loan stuff or whatever. When they start failing one by one, and we may not publicly know about it till their reports come out a quarter later or whatever, but when they start taking people's deposits to make themselves whole, people are going to start screaming. Things are going to start happening, and they're going to be looking for those lifeboats.
What's a way out of this Titanic? How do we get out of it?
Litecoin, because people aren't going to understand that they can't buy, they're going to still think they have to buy a whole Bitcoin. They aren't going to understand all at once. They're not going to understand everything about crypto.
I can't afford $70,000 Bitcoin.
Exactly. That is what they're going to think. And they will understand, wait, Litecoin has, and now also Litecoin has the mobile wallet with MWeb. Wait, I can spend it like cash and have some privacy as well on a mobile wallet. Yep. Oh, and wait, guess what else just happened? Well, you can't really run a whole node on a mobile wallet because you need bandwidth for that. Oh, well, Theta just launched their whatever Bix is screaming about.
Go watch roadtoroota.com. Go watch
roadtoroota.com and get educated. This is all this is planned. If you guys don't think that, you know what, there's a plan, there's a freaking plan. There's no way this wasn't planned. This is all happening, perfect timing to protect we the people that will take the time to educate yourself.
Yes, and that's the key, though.
And to take personal responsibility for yourself. The information is out there. If you want to get smart and educate yourself, protect your family, and get out of that corruption. But you have to do the work for yourself. It's all there. It's all there. All the lifeboats are sitting there waiting for you to jump in them. And so I think part of Litecoin being held down is for the masses to jump in those lifeboats so that we can all rise together and get the hell out of that corruption and that evil system.
Yep. I'm in my video the other day, and I didn't even know I said it. But Paulie P, he put in the comments, he says, "You've been warned," because in the video I said, "I'm telling you about Litecoin. Look into it. You've been warned," and that's basically it. I'm telling you, do your own research. And his comment was, "You've been warned." And it's like, yes, you've been warned. You've been told, and now it's time for you to either take action or sit on the sidelines. And I mean, I'm not here to sit on the sidelines. I could sit on the sidelines. I mean, I could say, I'm done. I don't want to do anything. But you know what? Show up every Friday, every Thursday now. And I mean, obviously I'm going to show up on every Friday because of the lovely Litecoin
Thursdays and Fridays. Start on Dave's channel. and hash it
You're here
out,
for a reason, right? We're all here for a
and
reason.
then
And
come
so are
over
you going
to
to live a life
Johnny
of
and
quiet
I
desperation and
on
not do
Thursday.
anything? Or are you going to listen to all things, like Dave says, listen to all resources,
Right.
trust nobody, trust yourself, and take what resonates with you. You know, there's stories. I mean, we talk about Spaces, you know, and you know, I don't even want to call him out, but you know, he's probably in the chat right now. But you know, there was a point to where he's walking in the house after work, and he said something talked to him. You know, he heard something, and I had this experience yesterday. And anyway, but it's, you know, he heard something that said, you need to buy some crypto. You need to buy something. You need to get into this, because you've been thinking about it. But, you know, he heard that thing inside, outside, whatever it is. It's all inside as far as I'm concerned, because you're connected to the spirit and world and everything. But, you know, he took action, and he's done very well for himself because he took action. He is now exiting the vampire casino. And so many of us have had that moment to where it's like, I got to do something. I can't just sit back and let this happen. I'm going to take action. I'm not going to get run over and wait for Dark Brandon to save me and tax, you know, all the billionaires 25% so that they can raise, like he said in the speech last night, that'll raise $500 billion more money over the next 10 years. And I'm thinking, $500 billion over the next 10 years? You print that up. You know, why are you stealing that energy from people? I don't care if they're billionaires or anybody, but it's like, you know, I mean, you just print that money up.
But it's more about undoing what has been stolen from all of us. It's not really the printing it up. I think this is the undoing of all of that, right?
No, it is. And we have to make that choice as individuals to realize we're here for a reason. We have a path, you know, and we have to travel that path. And, you know, the hard thing is, you know, doing the thing that you believe in, because most people are going to say, oh, you know, they're going to question you. Family's going to question you. They're going to think, why are you doing this? You know, what? Who cares? You know, trust yourself, trust that inside instinct and that feeling, and go with it. Because how many times have you not done something and known that you should have done it, and then you're like, yeah, I should have done that. See?
I have to make a big quick clarification. Blind Davis talking about this giveaway is on his channel, not on my channel. But he is saying, because I said start on Thursdays, start over on Blind Dave Crypto's channel.
4 p.m. Central Time, every Thursday on Blind Dave's channel.
For Hash It Out. And then jump over and join Johnny and I afterwards at like 7 p.m. Central. And then, but Blind Dave is doing a giveaway on his channel, not on my channel.
Yeah.
He's going to give away
15,000 digibyte. And when he bought that, like a few months ago, it was $100 a digibyte, and it was 15,000. And right now, as of last night, it was like $226. So it's over doubled in dollar price. So that is a good example of showing people how the dollar is getting devalued.
Wow.
And real assets are able
more
to
than double in less than a month.
I mean, it's crazy. And so, you know, go subscribe, and when he hits 1,000 subscribers,
it's just shrinkflation. I'm sure it's shrinkflation.
Well, yeah, and a bag of potato chips, you know, same bag, less chips. You know, we got, you know, Clown Biden talking to Elmo and talking to, you know, I don't know, Cookie Monster about inflation. And I mean, this is where we're at. I mean, this is the kind of madness that we're in right now.
It is crazy.
Yeah. So did you watch the State of the Onion last night?
I haven't had time.
Okay. Yeah, I watched it just for the comedic value.
Priorities.
And I mean, it looked to me, the vibe that I got was, I mean, just the sycophants. I mean, go look that word up. That's what it is. It's like, think about, you know, throughout history, everybody wants to be close to the king, and yeah. And you know, you see all the people talking, and I watched I think it was the MSNBC YouTube. You know, it showed the whole thing, and afterwards he's talking to people, and he's, oh yeah, you know, talking, and you can hear him. It's a hot mic, and it's just, these people are just such worshipers of the people in power. I mean, you know, they don't care. I mean, they're just, I mean, it is just, just watch it, and just for the the realization that these people are not in your realm and not in your world, and they're not here to light fires and be that spirit of humanity. They're just there to protect really a dead system. I mean, just this entitled world that it's just, it's the Roman Empire's falling. Here we are.
Yeah. This guy is great. Butcher of Wall Street. Have you seen him?
I don't think so.
So he kind of broke down Jay Powell's speech this week. And he said that there are a lot of things happening that is a repeat of 2008. But he also agrees that this time it will not be the bailout. It will be the bail-in.
Yep. Take all your stuff, baby, because it's on the books.
Yeah. And he goes through this whole thing to be prepared for the next chapter. They're all screaming it. Economic Ninja screaming it. Of course, Uncle Cliff has been talking about it. The crack up boom.
Yeah. I'm feeling it. Frogs and dogs, man. You look at crypto. Holy cow. Whew.
I just picked up 2 frogs today from a lady. But they're rose.
I'd rather have frogs and dogs right here on the property so I can listen to them sing at night in the summer times. I love to hear the frogs croaking. And then, I love to hear the dogs barking. So that's my reality.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. And then I do want to look up, I kind of missed, or I was catching and missing what in the world, and I don't know if anybody has information on this, but hold on, I'm sorry. I think this is significant. When there's a there, but you don't know what the there is. So
you got a lot of theirs there.
I know. I always do that.
I'm trying to keep up with you.
I send them to you. I send them all to you.
I know, and I'm just like,
I'm like, something.
I'm really dyslexic, so it's hard for me to put connections together like you do.
Well, I think that's why I can.
I'm on the spectrum.
I think that's why I can see things, though, because I think I'm a little special. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, you are special. Very
you're
special.
Very sweet.
Well, you are.
Okay, so Governor Stitt says, and I'm gonna go try to find out, is it not okay for a governor? Why would he hasn't just been elected. Why is this all of a sudden that he's like, I'm making a cabinet? And it's not a wooden cabinet.
Plain language, okay? I just want to read this for you. So here's what the statute actually says. A cabinet secretary may be appointed as a cabinet secretary from among the agency heads within the cabinet area, okay? It's exactly what we've done. I'm going to read you one other portion. The appointment of a cabinet secretary who is also an agency head shall not otherwise affect the status of the other duties of the agency head. That's the plain language. And the Attorney General's opinion left all that out. Let me read you.
Okay, so is he creating the state of Oklahoma as its own nation?
He's doing something, using their language against them almost, it sounds like.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's the vibe I get from it.
He has been a very constitutional governor. He has done a lot of things to protect we the people during the Great Infection. So I'm wondering what is happening. This is my friend, Dr. Deb Shropshire. That is Mia and Cannon's godmother. And he made her the DHS. Look, all women in his cabinet. Oh, it's International Women's Day. He's signed the governor's.
I would have all women in my cabinet. I really would. If I were a leader, which I don't want to be. I'd rather be an advisor because, I don't want to be JFK'd. But, I would have all women in my cabinet. I mean, I really would, because I can, there's a lot of reasons.
I don't know all of these women. I only know my friend Deb Shropshire, but she's brilliant and she's an advocate for children. She went to, medical school, could have went and been a really rich doctor instead. She dedicates her practice to kids in foster care and like, I mean, just her entire life to basically working for free for whatever Medicaid will pay her, which is at the most half of what you would be paid normally. And then she goes in and becomes the medical director for the state of Oklahoma for child welfare. She volunteers her ass off. Like, she's this amazing giving woman. Then she's me and Cannon's godmother. Like, she's just an amazing woman who cares so much about children. She helps develop a way for children, because what she was noticing is children were coming into the ER, and because they bounce around so much in care, nobody knew what meds they were on, because they went to a new home and, well, they were, in a crisis because, well, they didn't know they were on diabetic meds because they had just gotten picked up or moved in the middle of the night, and nobody had them on their current meds. And so if they could have at least a consistent primary caregiver, then when that person was contacted, when there was a crisis, that at least the primary caregiver had a consistent, and this is where blockchain would be
Exactly
so
what I was thinking, Lisa.
wonderful for kids in care, because you could have the privacy, but
Yep.
you could have, use blockchain to have
Yeah, here's my medical ordinal, whatever it is, on a blockchain, and then
Right.
to authenticate to it. Hey, I'm going to use DigiID,
DigiID.
and then here it's going to interact with this. I'm thinking in the future, but I mean, this is where I see the beauty of blockchain, because I mean, you've seen what the medical establishment does, to where it's like, well, let's see, it's too late then. I mean, because, when they're on these pharmaceuticals, and, if they don't get them, it's like, well, what are they on? What do they need? And then, oh, well, this person's a psychotic, well, they're psychotic because they came off the psychotic drugs, and they're having withdrawals, and they're acting out. But if you could see that.
Things that I keep seeing driving up and down the highway that I was telling you about, that I'm like, that's another there that I do not know what this is. This is something. This is something. Global power
air conditioning unit on the side. Where's Pauly P?
Okay, so it says full range trailer mount containerized UPS power system. We have in stock inventory uninterruptible power systems ready to ship. They're already driving these. So I-35 and I-40 is the crossroads of America. It's in the middle of the country. It's also used to be the most highly location for trafficking people.
So where are these things going and where are they trying?
They're being shipped all over the country.
Right. And, where are they ending up and where are they going to be needed for?
Because we're going to have a blackout.
Okay. Well,
because I'm seeing these things all over the damn highways. So these are big generators, uninterruptible power systems. I can't believe I'm seeing this. It's an ad. See, I tell you, I see these ads and I know they are things.
I know. It's just putting the connections together, and here you are as the spiritual being resonating with it.
Well, that's very
the
sweet
frequency. No, you really are. You're seeing the frequencies. It's just, I'm trying to enunciate, the language that I see the connections, but I can't.
It's coming, and they're preparing for it because they know it's coming. I've been seeing these all over the highway, and I didn't know what they were, and I'm being told what they are. So don't panic when the power does go out. They are preparing for it.
We need more hamsters and hamster wheels.
And today I found this thing that said, I love Mars and all that. Like, it's so weird. I don't know. Do you guys have weird things that you see that there's a there? Oh, Gazoo saw some too. Yeah, N-Chain. Ever heard of it? Mm-hmm.
Heard of it.
Yep. Jim sees stuff too. I know.
A lot of IP stuff associated with that. Reggie was talking about N-Chain, I think, earlier in a video.
Yes, Reggie put out a great video today. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go follow.
Talking about a lot of patents out there. There's some coins out there that have patents, regardless of who's behind them. It's interesting to see.
And understand what IP is. IP is intellectual property, which can include your name image, and likeness.
The nil.
If somebody were to come along and if I got a Westwood rubber suit and started walking around and shaking everybody's hand and giving them big hugs and saying I'm Clint Westwood, like that's wrong. And that is his name, image, and likeness. And I should not be stealing his name, image, and likeness. And actually, that's constitutionally protected.
Well, to be fair, I never patented any of this. So if anybody patents,
it doesn't matter.
You can't patent the Westwood hug because you know when you get one.
So here is what and I am not a lawyer, but this is my understanding is that your name, image, and likeness, your IP is protected constitutionally, which means that by the Lord above,
by the use of it, by just actually being Clint Westwood, by being Litecoin Lisa, by being that person, through I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Patents give you they're a filing or whatever, which gives you like legal standing in a court of law to pursue lawsuits.
Yeah, in the corporation.
In the corporation.
Yeah.
That is my understanding.
Yeah.
But IP is your intellectual property, which is the thing that in which you own and are and identify your being or your property, your personal property and whatever. So you don't have to register yourself as a patent.
No, I am that I am.
I am that I am. Yeah. So anyway, everyone go listen to Rachel.
So be yourself and trust yourself and be who you are and be who you were born to be and go out there and do it. And then that's who you are. I mean, because you're putting that energy out there. And so that means something. There's value to that. There's a history to that.
Anyway, I'm so proud of our governor. I'm proud of my friend, Dr. Deb. I'm proud of a lot of we the people that are standing up and doing the right thing. And I'm proud of like our community that wants to know more and learn more and do more and share the information that's out there. I'm also proud of like, there's some really amazing homeschool moms that I was talking to at school this week, and they wanted to like ask more questions, be critical thinkers. They were excited to hear there's a hopeful message out there, that it's not all this fear porn, doom and gloom, that there are options out there, that it's not just, oh, we all have to lay down and just let the elites, have their way with us. No, we the people. We get to make the decisions. The Constitution is holding back of big government. And that is the strongest, the Supreme Court is there to interpret the law, but they are not there to make any laws.
No. And so they're stoics, sitting there last night at the State of the Union, if anybody watched it, when Biden's calling them out and saying, that, oh, you were wrong and you're going to see in the next election, you're going to see in when you'll find out, I'll find out, and they're sitting there just, I mean, can you alienate more people than this guy has done? I mean, it's all, it's almost like it is a great awakening. I mean, it really is. It's just. So
this Cabrini movie, I have not seen. I've only seen the Tuttle Twins promo of it.
Cabrini Green?
Is that her name? She's like
I'm talking about, a housing project but no, that's a whole different thing.
Oh, I don't know. It's about like a nun or sister or something. And it's about like taking in or helping people that are immigrants or something. And we may have to have a mind shift about, and if we aren't, and this was kind of what we talked about last night, if we don't have,
remind me, I don't remember. I might have been, in the spirit world too much.
If we don't have the handouts, if we don't have this entitlement system that is democratization. Well, democratic. You know how they've bastardized the word democracy. the democratic system. If we don't have that, and if we have more of like the we the people system, with opportunities for capitalism and independence and whatever, sovereignty, then sure, open the door, you know. I'm going to try to find this picture, my USMCA picture. Let's see if I can find it. There's a great picture of, and I keep finding it where there's like a Native American guy, and he's like, yeah, this, and it shows like the Native American tribes, and it's like Canada, the US, and Mexico. It's just all one big nation. And to me, that's what, when they say make America great again,
Real America.
that's what they're talking about.
America.
And when we don't have entitlement systems, and we don't have handouts where you're taking from one person in an entitlement system to hand out to somebody who's not pulling their weight, and instead we have community who cares to lift each other up and be a community, then that is what that looks like. So
decentralized, folks. Get decentralized.
Yeah.
And the states are decentralizing.
And be in community.
Good for them.
And love one another.
No, that's it. You know, all of the law is love. It all comes down to that. You know, it boils down to love your fellow human being, and do unto others as you would like them to do unto you.
Let me see if I can get it to pull up. This kind of looks like a beautiful thing to me. Like, that looks like kind of, that's as big as Russia, right? Wouldn't you say?
It's a lot going on.
Wouldn't you say that's about as big as Russia? Because that's the other thing. I can't remember who I was listening to.
The map and how it's projected.
Yeah, talking about how large it was Tucker Carlson talking about like part of the demonization of Putin is that Russia is this giant power because of the giant landmass and the reserves that they have. And so there has been this constant propaganda machine to make Putin bad, you know. Oh, Putin.
That was the first line of his speech last night, to where he was tying the analogy and making a tie into, if, you know, basically Putin is Hitler. Putin is going to overrun the world. If we don't do something and we don't stop it, we're at a crossroads. And we had a rebel, you know, we had this, you know, big insurrection on J6 and, you know, all that stuff. And, you know, and we cannot let and I'm just like, really?
Meanwhile, Putin's people are, you know, their weekly groceries are $100, and their people love him, and they live in peace, and their economy is thriving, and they are doing really well. And we're over here paying $12 for 12 eggs. And you know what?
We've got Uber style, you know, Wendy's prices, to where they go up and down and fluctuate depending upon how much demand there is. You know, I mean, you know, it could be, you know, $3 right now for a burger, and it might be $4.50 because there's a line out the door, and they're going to adjust the prices, and that's what they do. So it's just, I mean, you know, what kind of world we living in, to where there's no stability, because that's what that's a hallmark of just, oh, it's unstable, it doesn't matter, and it's just going to be what it is, and you need to eat. Well, you know, it might cost you, you know, $10 for that dozen of eggs, you know, right now, but if there's no demand, it's $3. You know, that is like the ultimate, you know, the bad side. I don't even want to say the bad side of capitalism. It's the bad side of, you know, the control system, to where they are going to make sure that you lose, because if you can't get a good deal anymore, and we're going to screw you because, oh, there's high demand right now, even though we have a lot of it, we're just going to raise the prices, and we're going to artificially manipulate the price of, you know, that product. And that's what they want to do. And that's what they want to do digitally. And that's why it's so dangerous going into a digital world, that they control all the digital assets, that they will, because nobody uses cash, nobody uses, those coins from New Zealand, nobody uses those things because those are real valuable things, but they want you to use this artificial construct of just in time payments based on demand at the time, even though there's plenty available. We live in a world of abundance. I mean, trust me, I've talked about many times, you got black dirt around here. There's, we can grow anything we want. Ukraine, breadbasket of Europe. And what do? They want to destroy that and, cut the means of production so that they can control in an artificial way those things that you need through a digital matrix. And that's like the glorious wet dream of all of these 13 families, whatever you want to call it. Vampires is what I want to call it, because I can't identify them all. But that's what they want to do. They want to control, everything that you do just in time and make it more difficult, because it's like, well, we can't get, $1 hamburger. Well, we got to jack the price up. That's not enough. Or artificially, manipulate the oil price, the energy price.
Wow.
All the energy, they want to manipulate that. And they can do that with the technology that exists. And that's the dangerous thing going forward with the technology. They will use that technology against you. And if you front run it, like we have the opportunity to do with Bitcoin, they will front run that as much as they can and soak it all up so that you cannot get free. And I mean, as long as you allow these people to persist, as long as you obey them and believe the narrative that they produce with all of their mockingbird mouthpieces, then you're going to lose. And so you have to disconnect from that and say, wait a minute, I can produce my own food. Remember the victory gardens? I mean, remember those things? And we have to get back to that point where we realize and understand and know that we can break free from that and not give away our energy like you talk about, not let them steal your energy, and put yourself in a position to where they can't mess with you. Anyway, that's a little.
Sorry,
Go
I'm
ahead.
fighting with somebody about my dirt and I get a little passionate about Oklahoma.
Okay.
So red dirt is for making bricks, and that makes a solid foundation. So, but I love black dirt too, because black dirt grows food. I remember going to Westwoods, and I was like,
nutrients.
I was like, what the hell? Look at your dirt. Did you guys have a fire? Because the dirt is so black.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, it is.
"No,
It's
that's
just so rich. You go down
how
and
the dirt is."
take a handful of it and you just,
Yeah.
you just feel it and you just, yeah.
But that's where diversity is so great, because we need bricks for houses and we need
Absolutely.
black dirt to grow food. And that's where
If you're in the
America is
Southwest,
so
you use adobe, you use the mud to, regulate the temperature. It's like a, desert igloo, to where
and we need a little sand so when the lightning hits it, we can have some beautiful glass.
Oh, yeah. Sweet home Alabama.
Sweet home Alabama.
Amen.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Gotta have a little bit of that. Blind Dave corrected his comment. Thanks, Blind Dave. He is giving away Digibyte donations for a giveaway now. Oh, he's upping it. He's upping it, you guys. 15. He's up to 15,600 Digibyte now.
And you know why? Because he put in 15,000 at $100, and then he's gotten 600 more Digibyte donations.
Transparency. You can see it all on the blockchain, and he is a very honest, upstanding guy. Another reason to follow Blind Dave Crypto on YouTube. You'll learn a lot. He's a great resource. He's also a great dancer. Also, the ladies love him. So check out Blind Dave Crypto on YouTube.
You seen that walking stick next to the Lambo?
Also a pickup stick. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
It is. The ladies love him.
That's why you gotta. Ladies love the dogs. I like to have the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you see that? The new numbers came out on BitPay. Litecoin on BitPay, over 41%, almost 42%, 41.7. I wrote it down. 41.76% of all BitPay transactions last month were in Litecoin.
I saw that.
That's huge. I mean, people are using Litecoin because it is a payment rail, and that's what I've always seen.
We'll have a hard time
in my mind. It's the silver bullet payment rail that it will become the payment rail of the future. And you're seeing it play out because, and Dave, when you get on Spaces, he'll tell you a story after this. Jump on Spaces because we're going to do it right afterwards.
And follow in the very bottom of, try to make it easy. So you can read all my description and find out how you can follow me and different things that I support and how you can find my thrifting stuff and all that stuff. Or you can just go and go to the bottom and you can find Clint Westwood's website and Twitter. And join us on Twitter Spaces at the end. And that is where we'll be. And we stay up late and talk silly and we talk woo and we talk anything.
Everything.
Anything and everything.
Y'all guide the conversation. Basically is what it is. It's an open forum. If you want to come up and speak and you want to talk about anything, you want to ask questions, you want to do that.
It's an open mic forum.
Exactly. It's like, hey, here's the mic. Take the mic. I want to sit back and listen to all of you, and you have that opportunity anonymously, really, you don't have to show your face and you can get on there and you can talk about anything. But that's,
what's Nana?
You want to listen to Dave. He's got a lot of knowledge and he'll tell you stories, about crypto and about, life and how to exit the vampire casino. I mean, there are ways to do that as it exists because it still exists. I mean, it's still there. And they're still, lawmakers. They pass laws, even though we don't need to pass laws because the Constitution is the law. And I saw Daddy O posted something. He's from South Carolina. He posted that the governor signed today a law into effect that allows constitutional carry. And I'm like, didn't we have a Second Amendment? Did we not all as 10 states come together and say, yeah, we'll join, but we got to have these 10 amendments in the second one? After freedom of press and religion, the second one was, you got to make sure we can protect ourselves against a tyrannical government. And so now we've got to tell the corporation, listen, as a state, we are going to do this because you don't enforce it. It's just like Texas saying, because you don't enforce the rules that we gave you, we have to close the border now. You can print all the money in the world and you still don't use it for anything that you're supposed to be using it for. So I guess we got to do it ourselves. We don't want to have a revolution. We don't want to have another war between the states. And we're trying to make things work. But you idiots, you want to pat each other on the back and, don't pat the fossil too hard, last night, or you might break a hip or a bone.
Okay, but that is a double negative. Passing a law
it is
to say that you can follow the Constitution.
Basically, they passed a mandate that said, listen.
A mandate.
Linda.
It was, listen, what's it? Whoa. A mandate. That's not a law.
No, and that's basically what it is. This statute that they passed.
A
law is the Constitution. That is the law.
A statute is not. Go get a
and
statute.
So, but they have to give like a mandate or a signal to the government. Hey, listen.
Announcement, you guys. This is
we're letting you know.
Distraction. Pay attention. My
God.
I
mean, because it's already there. The law's in place. Second Amendment in place.
Because what do they say in Wizard of Oz? You already had it. You've
had it all the time. Your silver slippers, not ruby slippers.
You already had the silver slippers.
Yeah, you could go home to Kansas
anytime. To Kansas. I thought they were going to come home to Oklahoma, but I guess they're going to go
pretty close.
I guess the new capital will be in Kansas. I thought it was.
Well, they were saying it was going to be in Omaha for a while. I don't know. Denver, that was another one. But whatever. You are your own capital. I mean, that's the thing. We're all sovereign.
We're all sovereign.
And if for some reason it's not enunciated in the Constitution, the playbook that we gave them, it devolves to the states or the people.
They absolutely have a pit on Waterloo. They also have a pit on Memorial Road. Do you know where the governor's new mansion is? On Waterloo. Do you know?
Look up your history.
Do you know what song?
Waterloo and the Rothschilds and Napoleon and.
Do you know there's something about the news stations keep talking about ABBA and that song?
I love ABBA. That's a palindrome. The same backwards and forwards. And that's a funny thing. With Napoleon, to tie that in. Able was I, ere I saw Elba. And that's a palindrome. Backwards and forwards, the same thing, like ABBA. Backwards and forwards, it's the same thing.
It's about 2 miles from me.
Just tying that all in.
That is, and I had, oh God, where's that? I found something one night and I wrote a note about it. And I said, Water Street is the same thing that happened at the turn of the century. It's so much more than the money or the vote. It's about our IP, the true census. Do you know about Water Street? So I think that's when they did the census.
That's like okay, go ahead.
The flood, and they like they burned they tried to burn
down all the cities and then
it.
all old buildings.
And it was about them taking power in the Senate and and this is what they're trying to do with the illegal immigrants, is they're trying to move them to places to have more butts in seats in Congress.
Oh yeah, with the census, what they do is they count the total population,
right?
And so that's
like
what Thomas Massey had a quote about that
happening right now.
Yeah, Thomas Massey from Kentucky, who's a pretty good guy, I think. You know, I think he's in Western Kentucky, is a representative in Congress, and he put out a tweet and said that, hey, we've got 6 representatives in Kentucky, I think it was, because it's based on population. However, if you bring in, you know, let's say 300 million people to California, well, then they count the census and they say, well, you need more representatives because your population's
higher. But it's a steal, you guys.
But they're not allowed to vote. They're not supposed to be allowed to vote.
It doesn't matter.
That gives them more representation out there. And
because remember what Biden said, it's not about the votes. It's about who counts the votes.
I think Stalin said that too. And many other tyrants.
They're telling us this stuff, but we're not listening to the details. This is when I lived with a compulsive liar for 20 years, you start listening to the details.
Yeah.
It's
the things they don't say.
It's the things they don't say, or the things that
they leave out.
They leave out or slip in.
Like Blue Roofs.
Yeah. The Blue Roofs, the ABBA song, the Waterloo, the Water Street. Then
you think about the whole water thing, and as far as
really gets to make the rules.
Yeah, go back to the jurisdiction thing. You know, you've got air, which is the God law, and then you've got water, which is the maritime law, and then you've got the land, you know, which is a different common law.
Land, air, water.
Right, and they still abide by that, you know, if you really look into it, because, you know, if you're on a cruise ship, which is kind of scary, and you go so many miles off the coast of land, you're in international waters to where it's all bets are off. I mean, it's like pirate law, you know, it's a whole different thing. That's why
they put the casinos on, which you kind of got into last night. You deferred, but that's why they were allowing casinos to be on ships.
They're not land-based, they're water-based, even though the ship doesn't move, but it's on water. So there's a whole thing there that you can really delve into as far as what jurisdiction is.
And remember that right now they're giving back water jurisdiction to the tribal nations. They're giving power plants, dams, river systems to tribes. Why is that?
Then you think about no, exactly. You think about, you know, when you cross the bar in a courtroom, sandbar, you know, what are you crossing? I mean, are you stepping off of land into a maritime district?
Yeah.
You're crossing the bar.
Tried to get me to go past that and go sit in the
No, and I mean, there's symbolism everywhere. And then the bar association is what, the British something of, I don't know, it's all British maritime BS. The bar association, which then you think, well, I thought we had a war. I thought we defeated all that. And
it's like, all spells and spelling.
Maybe not. You know, the Hollywood, you know, with the wood, you know, and the magic, you know, and it's all symbolism, and symbolism is the downfall if you really look at it. It's so deep that it's hard for some people. You know, I mean, face it, you're just trying to not get arrested by the IRS and get audited. I mean, you're just trying to keep your head above water and pay your fair share. I mean, when they can print all they want to print and fund anything that they want to fund, and, you know, they're just sucking your energy away. It's all a game. It's all a scam. It's all a sham. I mean, it really is. It really is.
And they get you to
volunteer into
volunteer into
thing,
all
you
of
know.
it.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
here when your baby's born, let's make sure you do this and get into the system, and right away, they have more cattle.
Here's these official forms.
Yeah.
Why do I have to fill out a
You
form?
can't leave until you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they bully you and whatever. I'll take it with me and I'll have my attorney look over it and I'll get back with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, a lot of the times the best thing you can do is say nothing.
Pretty much.
As much as in the moment you may be right, but right fighting is the
Is
worst
might
thing you can
fighting,
do
and might
sometimes.
usually makes right as long as the vampire system exists. I mean,
Mhm.
they've got the forces, they've got the things like Biden says. You got a jet airplane, you got a nuclear weapon. How you going to fight the government? We got the bombs, we got all the big stuff. Got to disconnect from that stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
you
we don't
look
feel like
at all these
somebody's
people last night.
invading.
It was like a clown show. I mean, all these people just drooling all over themselves like they're important. And you
Did you
think,
see the one video where somebody like zoomed in on the supposedly the people watching? It was probably filmed at another time because I think a lot of them are gone at this point. But and they were doing like a high definition.
oh, the guy from Arizona, the senator that used to be like the brother of an astronaut or an astronaut with his weird ear and stuff.
I don't know. A bunch of them, like, it was like high definition, and their faces do not look right.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can
Well,
find it. Well, rant
we
on.
know they're not right.
Mhm.
It's just how right or wrong are they, I guess.
Yeah, it was
No,
very
and it's just like these are the people that you're allowing to enslave you. I mean, these are a bunch of weak, pale vampires. I mean, look at them. And the ones that aren't, they're all bronzed up like what's her name from California with the fake hair. And I mean, she was the one out there saying we need to get in the streets and we need to protest and violent. I mean, these people, Chuck
they're not
Schumer,
my leader.
just salivating. So easy to see through this.
This
Would
is
you invite these people into your home?
hell no.
No.
This is some of it. Well, this isn't the video. This is just the still of some of them. But it got into like their little, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Kind of clowny.
Doing all the hand signals and all that.
Mm-hmm. That's your leadership. That's what you're working for right there. Those are the people in control. They have the power. Give me a break.
Yes, it does look so CGI. I agree. That's where I started noticing that on some of the speeches. In fact, look at this. Why are there only 2 chairs here in this row? Speaking of CGI, how come? Where's the rest of this row? 2 chairs here, but this row has 3. Oh wait, then there's fronts of chairs. Oh wait, here's 2 guys, and then where's the rest of that row? I mean, people, wake the F up. This is not real. This isn't even a real picture. This is what I'm trying to tell people. I've been seeing this for years now and screaming about it. Like, this does not make sense.
You see that person duck down, at the Trump rally and go into disappear
This
land.
does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and that's really what it comes down to. And I think enough people are waking up that it doesn't make sense. That you got to bring in for a fresh blood to perpetuate the lie. I guess if you're getting a handout when you come in, you're getting an $8,000 debit card. Then hey, I'm free. I would need to vote for who? Oh, okay. Thing is, we'll probably have a record amount of voting this year. More people who are registered to vote. And this has happened in the last election to where, more people voted in certain states than were registered. This is like, the Chicago, the dead people voting. I mean, Pay your fair share. Perpetuate the vampire casino. It's all good. You know, you've got options to get out.
It's gonna all crack up boom before that.
Yeah, and I think it will.
That will be the Tea Party thing. And we can all make a different decision together, and that will be our loud voice, because I think that is where our energy right now, that is, I mean, we saw how powerful that was with the Bud Light thing. You know, that was a vote with our energy.
Yeah, you
And
stop
everybody
buying it.
stopped paying for Bud Light, and it was powerful and it worked, and action took hold. And so we can vote again with our energy on April 15th. I think that's another great choice to make.
Trust yourself. Do your own research. Hey, you know, you can pay me in Litecoin for anything. I can do that. That exists outside of government.
Barter. There's stuff.
Need a cigar? Pay me in Litecoin. You want to come have a drink? Yeah, you can pay me in Litecoin if you want to.
Mow the lawn, babysit.
Anything. Pay me in Litecoin.
That's actually what we're doing when we're exchanging with those dirty fiat things. It's just that we're using those things as time capsules. But while we have our energy in that time capsule, somebody else is stealing our energy. And so we just need to remove that middleman.
$3.45 for a can of Bush beans.
Mm-hmm.
Magic trick.
Ridiculous.
Magic.
Completely ridiculous.
Do you believe in the magic, the deceit, the lie, or do you not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, those New Zealand coins that you have.
That Nina gave me for my birthday. So beautiful. Thank you.
Got some real value there. Look at that. Beautiful.
Pretty.
How beautiful is this dirty cocaine note that I just dropped on the floor?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Good stuff. Fentanyl note. Oh, goodness.
So I think we have about 15 minutes till
You want this? You want this? You want
9 p.m. Central Time. I think we should take a little break, let everybody get a refill,
refresh,
and meet over on Spaces. And I'd love to hear some of the chat. I would love to see you guys over there. Let me see if I have a banner of your
drop your F-bombs, whatever it is.
Okay.
You know.
Here is clintwestwood.net. You will find his Twitter, which is @_
Clint Westwood in between the underscores.
All in capitals, Clint Westwood.
Yep.
So find him over there. That's where you can find the Twitter Spaces. I will retweet it @Lisa Mighty Davis is my handle. And I will be on Twitter as well. But we want to hear what you guys have to say. I love sharing the chats, comments. You guys, you're a big part of what we're doing. We love the community. And that's why we're here, is because of you guys. So follow us on Twitter. I don't like saying X because it annoys me.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
follow us on the X-Files.
We'll be over there in about 15 minutes and get a refill and have a great night, everybody. We'll see you there.
Look into Litecoin. I'm telling you, I'm seeing a lot of metrics. I'm seeing what Grayscale's doing. They're actually contributing. Or I should say they're taking their Ethereum, they're taking their Bitcoin, and they're, I think, suppressing the market. You know, just an opinion, you know, some of the things I've seen, you know, they're feeding the market with the coins that they have, but on the backside of it, they're buying Litecoin. It's got to tell you something.
Westwood, did I ever do your Litecoin story or your crypto journey?
Yeah. Way early on in the old channel. It's gone.
Still on the old channel. I don't know if I lost it or if I still have it. We might have to redo it.
Yeah, you might have to put that in there. Yeah. Yeah. This Litecoin journey, it's a 10-year journey for me. I mean, it really is.
You know, I lost all those old videos
they took
when
it all
they
down.
canceled my channel, that first channel and my second channel. But I might have it.
I just want sound money. I want something that works. I want something that when everything falls apart, I know that it's going to have value and it's going to work. I'm going to be able to do that thing that Satoshi enunciated in his white paper, to where you can make a peer-to-peer transaction outside of a financial institution. I want digital cash. And to me, the best thing out there right now is Litecoin in the digital world. It is sound money for the digital age. And, you know, if it all falls apart, you can pay me in Litecoin for a cigar or a shot of whiskey or a hug as a donation.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
And there is no centralized controller. So there, if it all goes down, we all have whatever tokens we have that we can recreate what value we want those tokens to have. We can say, you know what, we're going to start exchanging tokens for eggs. We're going to say, you know what, Litecoin tokens are all worth 1 egg, or Litecoin, you know, it doesn't have to be worth dollars, is what I'm saying.
And it shouldn't be. I mean, and that's the mentality we have to break free from.
That's what I'm trying
because
to get.
Because if you can't use it, even though it says it's worth $70,000, but if you can't use it and they've got it locked up,
it still has value, even if there's no dollar value anymore.
Yep.
Because we can hold them in our own
possession. Hey, it's going to be a cigar. It's $70,000. Send me my Bitcoin. Oh, you can't do it because it's locked up in an exchange, like your retirement account's locked up, and they have control over it. It's in the Vampire Casino. Well, I don't want Vampire Casino chips. No, I don't want that. And so, yeah,
don't want that stuff. All right, see you guys on Twitter in about 10 minutes because I ranted with Westwood. Rants with Westwood on Twitter. See you guys there.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Love you all. Thanks for hopping in and sharing your energy to jump in here on a Friday night.
All right. Take care.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.